Hello friends, it's Stephanie and I am back to share a few things with you today from behind the designs. All right, so we are just a few days away from Thanksgiving, and if you celebrate, I hope you have a wonderful and safe Thanksgiving. But before we even jump into the holiday, let me share with you a few of the things that I've recently picked up for my, let's say, planner enthusiasm. So I've got a mix of things. So I'm just going to kind of jump right in because I'm going to kind of make it as quick as I can. You know, I know we're all busy getting ready for the upcoming holidays, so let's jump in. So first up, I'm going to share, if you caught Saturday's video, you've already seen these, but I have two new covers to show you for traveler's notebooks. So the first is, this is the A5 Eleanor. I have it in wide, you've seen me use it in wide, and it is from Planner Perfect. And you have, now this is a 2.0, and what makes it a 2.0 is this snap. So it doesn't have any external elastic, but it's set up the same way as an everyday organized. You got your big pocket, smaller pocket here. You still have your 4 elastics. And then on this side is your notepad and your pen loop. So this isn't really, the cover isn't new to me, just the sizes. This happens to be an A5 size. So again, if you caught Saturday's video, I will try and remember to link it below. This cover may or may not come into 2026, like to start, but how I'll be using this size will be going into 2026. So, you know, stay tuned for that video. That will be coming up. And yeah, you don't want to miss that. I'm doing a little shake up. Okay, so this is the A5 Eleanor from Planner Perfect. It's a gorgeous burgundy color. I love it. And then number 2, same thing. It is a traveler's notebook cover. Also that made a debut in this past Saturday's video. This is the gorgeous A5 Austin Violet from Chic Sparrow. So this is, if I remember correctly, this is an older leather, but it's a gorgeous shade of purple. You can see the variations in it. And I got lucky, found this on Buy Sell Trade. And I'm so glad I did because I do love it. It is kind of a folio style. So this pocket here makes it the folio because it's short enough. Tuck a book in. You still have 4 elastics like a regular traveler's notebook. And then you have these cascading pockets down the side. So this, again, one of these two is going to come into January 2025. Or January 2026. Let's jump ahead, not back. And it's going to come in maybe in a different capacity again. I'm not going to get too much into that, but you'll have to definitely watch to see what I do with either or and what I bring in. So make sure you're subscribed and turn on that bell notification. This one here has a little bit more structure than, like, structure as in weight, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if weight's the right word I'm looking for, but let me show you top down. Okay, so you can see the Planner Perfect spine is reinforced. So you get kind of that squared off spine, whereas Chic Sparrow's is not, and it is rounded. So that'll make a difference, I have found, with like when you put a book in it, or books, I should say. Sometimes, like, they're not, I think, like lined up, I guess is the way I'd state it. Like, they're not stacked evenly on this edge. So some may push out more than the others. I think it depends on what's in the book or journal. So that's something I did notice in a difference between this type of spine from this. And then really for these, there is on some level a limitation to these. So I have found, for the most part across the board, you know, it has 4 strings, but it's really hard to get 4 full. I mean, I'm talking fluffy pages full of Planner Perfect journals in here without having it push over into the leather part, because the spine isn't quite like wide enough, I think. So it's wide enough if the books are just in there, but once they start fluffing up, and if you add mediums and watercolor and things like that, stickers, it changes its thickness, and then that's when it pushes out beyond that spine, the stitched area. So just, you know, some differences I have noted when I've used a Chic Sparrow spine compared to Planner Perfect. Everyone has their preferences. Some like it, some don't. But here's these two, A5. One of them is going to make an appearance in 2026. Actually, everything I have at the moment is Traveler's Notebook. So let me bring in this next thing, because it's actually already got some books in it. Okay. There is, I found, this is a Harris Tweed Traveler's Notebook cover made from 100% wool, comes from Scotland. I did pick it up on Amazon, and if you love texture, this is a great Traveler's Notebook. So as you can see, I already put 2 of my books in it. And it is your normal, like, typical Traveler's Notebook. It is a single book, but you get a jump band. So let's see if I can show you. So if I spread these apart, so you can see, actually I put them together. Let me do this. Okay, so here is the string that's on the inside. You can actually get up to 3 books in here. So you put one on the center, and then you use the jump band to pancake that center one together. All I did was, this is the jump band that's connecting these 2 books together. That's all. And then I connected it just to this. But I can add in at least 1 more book in here. And these are my fall themed Traveler's Notebook journals from Planner Perfect. As you can see, quite fluffy. I've got a few pages to get through, and I think this one, and as you can see, I got more to do in this one. They're not as fluffy here. So I just have this kind of at the moment, keeping them together. So this is a super, and the elastic is really great because it's not like thick and hard to pull. So it gives it a nice square off of this band, which, by the way, did you know? Let me see if I can find one. So this thing here is actually a pen holder as well. So you can tuck the pen into here, like that, or you can tuck it into the inside. Completely up to you, however you like it. But it is an extra, or it is a pen holder. I suppose if you wanted, you probably could tuck one on the inside and still do an elastic. I haven't done that before. So if you're kind of working in one and you're wanting like a highlighter and a pen, this would work great. Plus, this is meant to protect the edges of your traveler's notebook so that it doesn't like get the strand indented in it. Hopefully that makes sense. Now on the inside, I didn't show too much of that, but it's kind of like this corduroy type material. So it's really, it feels great in the hands. And well, it's purple, so yes, I'll take it. And it has the lovely logo here. This is the back side. This is, you know, your as I said before, your standard traveler's notebook look. It has like this little, I guess it's like a metal bead, which holds the strands or elastics on the inside. And then here's the bottom part of it. So that is this. It is still new, so it's kind of shedding a bit. Little pieces of fabric. But there's a variety of colors in this. There's like a orange and brown, there's a green, and there's like another one I want to say. And I actually have the green one coming. So I did pick up a purple and I have a green one. Don't have that to show you just yet, but this is a standard narrow traveler's notebook size. It's the one that is most familiar when you talk about traveler's notebooks. It's standard is, well, the standard. And it is a page size that is what is most comfortable to everyone when they start out. It's not too much space, but it's not enough space, or, you know, it's just right amount of space. So again, depending on what you're doing in it, this size is perfect. So you may find that you want to give it a try. So if you ever want to give a standard notebook a try, but you're not sure, look up the page sizes. I don't want to misquote it. It may be like 375 by 675. I don't even remember now. But my best suggestion, I've mentioned this multiple times before, is to get a piece of paper, cut that size out of the paper, and kind of, you know, play around with it, carry it around, whatever, and see if that's a size that you think you're going to like. Now, just bear in mind that the covers are just a tad bigger than that because they have to hold the books. So if you think you might be interested in that size, I would suggest taking that route first so that you can, you know, give it a test run. So that's standard. And I've always said, you know, that this is my sweet spot, and it is. So it's not narrow / standard size. That's not going anywhere for me. Now, staying with, again, traveler's notebooks, let me grab. Okay, so this one here came all the way from Italy. I picked it up on Etsy, and I love how it looks. It too, if you can't tell, it too is the size of this. It's a standard traveler's notebook. Again, some companies call it narrow. Some stick with the typical term, which is standard, but standard and narrow mean the same thing. So it is a single, and look at this. I mean, can you see a pattern here? So here, let me open it for you. I don't think anything was in it. Here it is, fully opened. And it was stamped. It's got like all this ink blending, some stamping here and there. It's like a, I would say, a very soft lilac or lavender. Maybe lavender is better. gorgeous. And then the stamping is almost like a darker purple. So I really love this book. Oh, here you go. This came from Creatina. I don't want to mispronounce that. It's C-R-E-A, Tina, handmade. This is the card. And so here is, oh, and there's a few extra things here. A cute little to-do. This is, oh, this is adorable. It is a bookmark made out of a spare piece of leather. That's cute, and it's hand stamped as well. And so inside, there is a pocket here, and again, typical standard notebook covers come with one strand. That was the beginning. That's the typical. You know, when you add in 2, 3, 4 more strands, like this, where you get, you know, 4 strands, that's, you know, the newer versions. But the standard normal size was this. And it's called, I think, back in the day, let's say, when Foxy Fix was around, I think they were calling it a single. And that's how it's most recognized, I think, in the community, is it's called single. And as you can see, it was stamped handmade in Italy. And it actually is a very flexible cover. And it's got an elastic, which is nice because this is elastic. So I can fit any size pen in it that may work for me. In fact, let's see. Okay. These are hard anyway because they have this little grip on them. Let's see if I can get it in here. Because it's sewn right into the cover. Let's do this. I mean, it may take some working because it's got that sticky part here, but it is fitting. So, you know, having an elastic pen loop is priceless, you know. And then it has down here 2 little pockets that I could stick anything into that I need to. And for now, I think all I'm going to do is put these back in here so I don't lose anything. These, I think at least, well, and it's always kind of been that way. I have a number of standard traveler's notebooks because, again, that's my preferred size. But a lot of them are holding books now, like books that have been filled. So debating if I need to ask her if this is, like, if there's any concern about color coming off. Because when you set your traveler's notebooks, you know, side by side on the shelf, you want to make sure that it doesn't have a dye process that is going to like transfer off to another cover. So you definitely want to check that out whenever you're thinking about stacking your notebooks onto a shelf. So I will check with her about that, but I just love this. And I, of course, specifically chose the dragonfly. I do love that. And look at this. Look how cute all this purple is. Can we just enjoy that for a minute? All right, let me put this here. Let's move on. Okay. Let me keep with sort of the purples. So the next thing is I picked up this fountain pen, TWSBI Eco, and it is, I haven't inked it or anything yet. So this is the plum color. So this is just gorgeous. Let's close this. Let's put that aside for now because this is going to go into my storage drawers for my fountain pens. But look at this color. I mean, in the lighting that you're seeing it, it may look reddish, but it really is like a plum color. It's like a raspberry plum, I guess, and it has black accents. So again, this is a piston fill pen. So you untwist the opening, and this top part here, I always forget which way it goes. You know, you can see here, let's put it up against here. You can see this plunger moving down. And what you do is you put it all the way down, you put your nib into the ink, and you draw it up by turning this back the opposite way, and that pulls in the ink. These are by far the easiest pens to fill, clean, and use. So I really do love the TWSBI Ecos. And now I have this gorgeous plum color that I get to add to my collection. Now all I got to do is find a ink color I like to put in it. So more to come on that. All right, so the last few items are items that I picked up, and not that I picked up, I was gifted by my friend. So she gave me, to start, these two things. Now, these are not, I don't think they're brand new, but they are called pupillary distance rulers. So in the eye care industry, which is where she works, these pens are used to measure the distance between your pupils. So that all factors into the calculation of your prescription if you wear prescription eyewear. And I know that because I used to work in that field. So these are, I think I saw it at her house once and made comment that they would be great for traveler's notebooks. And so she picked me up a few, and let me show you. You know, and they would work even great in here. So these little pockets, I can just slip this ruler in now without even, let's not even open this one. Let's just keep it to this one, because I can just pop that in there now, and I always have a ruler handy, and I'm way off screen here. I've always got a ruler available to me when I want to make lines in my book, or, you know, I kind of want to keep that decoration or box squared. So I love the fact that these fit in a standard traveler's notebook. So plus for that. Let's put that back there. Let's tuck all of this stuff over here. And one last thing that she gave me is these here. So she found these and just had to pick them up for me because she knows how much I like coffee. And usually when we meet at the coffee shop. So these are clips for your pages. So let me see if I can show you. Let me demonstrate if I can. We'll go to like this page here. You've seen me use the metal versions of these in my traveler's notebook covers. So again, there is a, which is cute, it's a menu board, and then there's a coffee cup. And these are the clip. So you've seen me do this, you know, where you can do a couple pages, you can do, you know, the whole half of a book or whatever works for you. Let me just turn this a bit. There we go. And then there you go. Bring that coffee cup up. Cute, right? So thank you, my dear friend Barb. I will put a link to her website in the description box below. Now, again, she does not sell these. She just happened to pick them up for me as a gift. And let me get this out of the way. We have the pen. We have these adorable little coffee themed bookmarks. Let's put that up there. And so that is my short and sweet as short as I could make it sweet. It's not, I wouldn't say these are hauls. These are just things I've picked up periodically here and there. And now I'm showing them to you, which again, you've already seen the 2A5s because I needed them for a video. But there's those, we have the clips, we have the pen. Let's tuck that under there. And there is everything that I got recently. Yeah, it's not really a haul. I would just say I got it recently because that's kind of what really happened. Okay, I don't want anything to fall over. Okay. So I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider hitting that subscribe button as well as bell notification. And don't forget my 2026 planners and journals that I've chosen. I'm not doing the setup, but the ones that I've chosen and how I'll be using them are coming next video, so make sure you subscribe. And that is it for today.